he could not quite get the Devil in the White City, which is being kind of a slippery guy, but he's died a couple times. Like, he has to be kind of careful. They have a lot of power to stun him and silence him, and even if you use the phase shift, ooh, they stunned Mushroom. Stop his TP, so this is a dead Witch Doctor. Use the Paralyzing Cast to gain some time. He's just gonna be a distraction at this point, and meanwhile, the enemy team, or the Death Prophet, or the Drow Ranger, sorry, is rather gonna be pushing in this bottom lane, which is very, very good. Meanwhile, Blizzy on the Earth Spirit having the gem and trying to go on the dewarding quest, trying to get all the wards down, getting the map domination, which is very important against any sort of split pushing lineup, because the more map domination you have, the safer you can split push. The less wards you have, the scarier it is, because there's just blackness everywhere. There's a huge amount of darkness, and that's just, you can't fight against that, because they can come from anywhere at all points, you know, it's like the Vietnam War, essentially. And now Mikey taking down these little camps just to get a bit more of the gold that he's requiring, but the butterfly already coming out on this Shadow Fiend. One of the best items to have because it's both defensive and offensive. Its beauty, cheers. Its beauty is that it's both defensive and offensive, and it gives you a lot of armor, a lot of agility, but obviously a lot of armor, attack speed, and attack power. And on top of that, it gives you a good amount of evasion as well. So always nice to have. Mikey himself, nope. It's gonna be Zayak almost fighting Mikey and not quite fighting him in the end. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They find Mikey in a bad position here. Like with that, if they get rid of his ultimate early in a team fight, Shadow Fiend will wreck. He will dominate. They have no other way to stop a Shadow Fiend with a BKB, and that's the pity. Like, they rely a lot on the Beastmaster. That's why the Beastmaster's playing so defensively. He's playing so well. Ooh, they see him. They have a gem as well. They actually could have stopped him here, but they decided to go for double TPs. Too afraid to engage alone, which was definitely the perfect scenario. Drow Ranger assumed there was more teammates around. Earth Spirit is just scared of a Drow Ranger in general, because he knows they don't have ward. Like, he has wards everywhere, they don't have wards, so he knows exactly what's going on. And this is, I was talking about the map domination, why it's so important. This is why it's so important to have, know where everything is, know where the wards are, you know, have no wards on the enemy team. It's kind of like canceling their map, essentially. And that's very important. Which is why getting it early on Earth Spirit is not a bad idea. Usually you get it on Night Stalker or something as core. Usually Earth Spirit wants to go for items, like Ether Lens or Fatal Discord. But in this situation, it was very proper. I've been talking about this gem for a while, but it's just a really good pickup. It just really was good. Now BKB on the Gyrocopter, he's very poor though. This poor Gyrocopter needs some help. Some charity, come, UNICEF, you need to help this poor hungry child, because Gyrocopter is having troubles, having economic troubles here. With BKB up in the drums, he's sturdy enough to do something in a team fight. He can probably use a lot of damage from his Rocket Barrage. I mean, that still deals a lot of damage. His Call Dam still is relevant and stuff. I mean, it's 30 minutes in, but you have a Drow Ranger who's extremely squishy against magical damage. A Nature's Prophet, like this team is not particularly tanky. Even the Beastmaster is not particularly tanky. So he still deals a lot of magical damage, but he's not the physical attacker you want him to be. That's why you have R, who's now finally going for the most important part of his build, which is the sustain. And that's the Helmet Dominator, which allows him to stay in team fights forever. You can also go for a Scotty. They combine well, obviously the lifesteal and the slow stack, and not only do they combine well to stop the enemy team. Oh, Quaker being saved by a Nightmare there, but Deathwatch still hitting him hard in the end. BKB activated just enough to pull down that call down, but it's not going to do much really now. Mikey being silent, so he can't quite use any of his spells now. Napoleoshka trying to do a little bit of a counter team fight, but that counter nation is not going to be successful. Blizzy surpasses the Sprout, but that Sprout was too great. Now Blizzy's in trouble because he's alone against an enemy team, has to do another stun, goes into Rewind Repeat. Rewind Repeat has no Sprout now. Oh, actually he just got it. Enough to go into the trees, trying to get a kill on Blizzy, but they saw him last second, and well, he goes down in the end. Meanwhile, Basharuk fighting against the illusions of his teammates must be a heavy betrayal to face. And Napoleoshka, meanwhile, checking Roshan, finds a creep instead, and gonna try to kill the creep to make sure that they don't have vision of that either. They're gonna just kill the vision completely. So the issue there with that team fight is they lose the Gyrocopter again, and I don't even know why I even cast that anymore. The Gyrocopter dies every single team fight, but they do get a kill on Nature's Prophet. And at this point, if you just assume that the Gyrocopter is no longer a player in this team, or no longer a carry, he's more of a glorified support, or really an offlaner, then it doesn't seem that bad. Because it's offlaner for a jungler, if that's even a position at this point. Look at that, Nightmares. No, Alpha Wolf, bad! I don't know what the point of that was. I thought they were going to kill it at one point, but it's like, no, they clearly